Not long ago, specifically in early 2019, Iran was like a closed box where it was hard to imagine the way of life of its people. Information about Iran was limited to news and edited videos, which, if you paid constant attention to them, would make you think that the world had come to an end in Iran. It wasn't until YouTubers from Turkey traveled to Iran and produced raw, brave, and authentic content, despite Western content being more careful, polished, and conservative, that inspired Iranians to start creating their own raw street content. Now, thanks to this content on YouTube, we can virtually explore the culture of Iranian people, even in small cities that rarely make it into mainstream media, and this time, the spotlight is on the city of Ahar. This might be the first long video about the city of Ahar available on the internet, serving as a prelude to future videos about this city. Our walk starts from the city municipality square, and we will cover the center of Ahar. In this video, we won't delve into the city's history or provide a comprehensive introduction. Rather, we'll give you a glimpse of the people and what it's like to be in the city center. To watch upcoming videos from Ahar, please follow our channel. Ahar is the capital of Ahar County, located in the northeast of East Azerbaijan province, with a population of over 100,600 according to the 2016 census, making it the fourth most populous city in the province. Let's take a stroll through the streets of this city and witness the vibrancy of its people. You will also be surprised by the diversity of women's clothing in this small city, a phenomenon that reflects the undeniable rapid changes and transformations in Iran in recent years. Ahar is one of the cities in East Azerbaijan that has often been neglected by officials. Employment creation has been one of the major challenges, leading to significant migration from Ahar to cities like Tabriz, Tehran, and Karaj. The establishment of the Islamic Azad University of Ahar somewhat contributed to the city's prosperity, but even the presence of the Sungun copper mine has not fully addressed the problems of this city and its residents. In the early 1980s, Ahar was a lush city with large gardens, and many people lived in spacious garden houses. Even some foreign nationals from Asian countries worked in the medical field here, while Romanians were active in the industrial sector. Nowadays, however, people have moved to apartments, and you can see a large number of cars parked in the narrow, one-way streets. Do you think a small city like this needs so much traffic? This was my first time filming in this city, and I think my walk had a slightly faster pace than usual. In fact, nobody seemed to care or notice that I was filming. The city isn't very touristy, and people here are naturally not used to cameras. Ahar also has an old, covered bazaar that meets the needs of the people, selling gold, fabric, and other goods, even catering to residents of surrounding cities. Have you ever visited the historic bazaar of Ahar? Bazaars are among the places in any city that reflect the vibrancy and life of that city. Some bazaars, which have been built in recent decades and are known as shopping centers in Iran, and others with a history of over 100 years, have become historical landmarks. Bazaars are centers that have not only retained their importance over time, but have actually gained significance. While they were once primarily known as centers for trade, today they are places rich with past values, including cultural, social, artistic, and historical aspects. Many cities in Iran have old bazaars at their heart that continue to operate, and their architecture showcases Iranian culture and art. In the past, the old bazaar of Ahar usually used to be heavily dependent on purchases made by villagers. Sometimes, you could see large groups of villagers shopping for wedding ceremonies. During certain months, such as Ramadan and Muharram, when wedding and engagement ceremonies are paused, the bazaar vendors' businesses could be impacted, leading to quieter days. One of the most unusual buying and selling habits in small towns in Iran and Turkey was the practice of credit sales. This meant that buyers and sellers, due to their familiarity and mutual trust, would agree to conduct transactions without immediate payment. Instead, the payment would be deferred to a later date. This sometimes created problems for sellers, as buyers with poor credit might not pay for the goods at the agreed time. Goldsmiths, carpet sellers, and fabric merchants usually experience the most thriving transactions in the Ahar Bazaar. The youth of this city traditionally chose higher education as a path toward building a better future. It is now late summer, and schools and universities, unlike in some other countries, are still on summer break in Iran. Currently, several busy areas of the city are undergoing reconstruction and are being paved with stone. We hope to produce updated videos of the city for you once these projects are completed. This part of the city is usually closed to traffic and becomes the bustling center during Nowruz, the Iranian New Year festival. Preparations and shopping typically begin 2 weeks before spring in Iran. The people of Ahar are social, and strolling in the city center has always been a common activity. People here often know one another, so social interactions like greetings and small talk are frequent in public spaces. In the past, the youth of Ahar had a strong passion for sports such as football, handball, volleyball, wrestling, and taekwondo. In recent years, the people of Ahar have taken up hiking and mountain climbing, thanks to the mountainous terrain of the Garadar region. Residents prefer to spend their mornings or afternoons outside the house, while midday is usually reserved for resting indoors. Why should you visit Ahar? One reason is its proximity to some remarkable destinations. From Ahar, you can easily visit the impressive Babak Castle in the beautiful city of Kalaybara to the north. To the east of Ahar is the charming city of Meshkinshar, known for its natural beauty and attractions. Additionally, Tabriz, another major city, is about 100 kilometers away from Ahar, making it a convenient point for exploring these neighboring locations. The city of Ahar has much to offer when it comes to local delicacies. The delicious varieties of Ahar apples, as well as its famous sweet named after the city itself, Ahari, are well known and loved by everyone. In the past, the city was also part of the route for the International Tour of Azerbaijan cycling race. Ahar experiences a four-season climate with mild summers and relatively cold winters. However, the coldest city in Iran is Sarab, and the winter chill in Tabriz is often harsher than in Ahar. Ahar enjoys a pleasant autumn and spring, while February is considered the harshest month of the year in the city. In the past, most people in Ahar were white-collar workers, but with the establishment of the Sumbun copper mine, the number of laborers in the city also increased. However, access to government jobs for graduates is still not easy, and due to internet restrictions and US sanctions, young people still aren't optimistic or enthusiastic about the idea that they can rely on technology and the internet to create jobs and earn a living. As previously mentioned, do the people of Ahar really need to drive their own cars to work? The narrow streets are often packed with parked cars or heavy traffic. In fact, you can easily enjoy exploring this part of the city on foot or by bicycle without adding to the pollution or the cost of living. Ahar streets are green and beautiful, but certainly not with too many cars. Being a young person in a small city like Ahar in the past was more challenging. It was hard to believe that you could build a good future without studying at top universities. There were limited options, either being from a wealthy family or being a hard-working student with hopes for a better life. These days, if people can avoid being trapped by internal and external limitations, there's a light at the end of the tunnel for those dreaming of a better future and pursuing their visions. With the expansion of social media and the internet, people can be inspired by entrepreneurs and market their skills or products to the world. This opens more doors for them, rather than sitting hopelessly and waiting for something to happen. If the people of Ahar embrace technology and use it effectively, they don't need to leave their hometown for expensive cities. They can contribute to their hometown's growth and help build it up. If you take the bus from Ahar to Tehran, the capital city, it would take about 10 hours. Imagine having to make this long journey just to handle some legal and official tasks that couldn't be done without traveling to Tehran. Ahar's social life has undergone significant changes since the late 1990s. In fact, from 1907 to the 1990s, the changes were relatively minimal and faded. Ahar is obviously a safer place now. You no longer see young troublemakers or others harassing people in the streets as was the case in the past. Women can go out late at night without worrying about bad people. People seem to be focused on living their lives rather than engaging in negative behavior. As you can see, many women in Ahar are active in social life, and there is no hesitation for them to be alongside men. Unlike in some small towns in other countries where the male population is dominant and there are only a few women visible, this is not the case in Ahar. Women here are prominently involved in public life and social activities. We're almost back to the starting point of our video.
Devam Meryem çıkar.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Please support us if you want to see more videos from Ahar, Kalabar, Meshkinshar, Tabriz, and other parts of Iran. Thanks for watching, and let us know if you have been to Ahar or if you are originally from Ahar. We know there are many people from Ahar living in different cities, even abroad, who may miss their hometown and want to see the latest updates from their beloved home.